My spirit's being ripped. I-beam going outside. Watch out. Boss moving. Alright, we're gonna get the first intermission. Boss is gonna jump to the middle of the room. Don't stand directly under him because it does damage to you. Orbs are gonna try and reach him. We spread out around him and just stop the orbs from getting to him. That's it. We'll just make a wall around him. And soak all the orbs. Don't be underneath him though, it hurts. I'm liking this wall, bro. This is impenetrable. Fucking soak it up. You can still keep hitting him while you're soaking. There's enough melee of us that we can make a purely impenetrable wall. Well done. Alright, this guy is super low. Target off the other guys now. We want to kill them even. I-beam in a weird spot. Watch out. Bzz. And boss is about to move soon. Going. And we're going. Clear the puddle on the boss if you can. Put the hunt on the boss. We're all soaking it. Thanks, Mark. You're a beast, bro.
Doing my job.
I've been going outside. If you guys want to target off of Dark Sorrow and Dusk Blaze, those are the good ones to hit. Because the next guy's going to go in the intermission, and we're going to fuck his ass during it. The hunt coming. Put it on the boss. Dog pile in. Save the grift, bro. Boom.
Help me.
Actually hit the high HP one a little bit, low key. He's getting astronomically fucked. The other two are. If you guys can, yep. Female cat, my fucking goat. Thank you for that. All right, we're getting the second intermission. It's going to be like Kaiveza. The boss is going to do a bunch of blazes. Just spread out as much as you can. We have a lot of melee, so make sure to use your defensives if you see bad overlaps or if you keep getting picked. If you're at range, you guys can hit the guys in the air. That would be beast as well. All of you use your biggest defensive right now. Ilia Warrior Rally. If your health drops low, use a health pot or a health stone or both. Either one is good. This guy is fucking dead. My god. Okay. We need to... Wow. This is bad. We need to target the high HP one, but we are fine. Nothing can hurt us.
This is really bad. This is so bad.
This is bad.
Ramar, you can drop a link, bro.
Bad.
Ramar, drop a link.
Potion
Hey.
20.
I wipe it.
We're fucking dead. Nice.
Oh.
Do the loot quick. Make sure you actually get the item in the bag.
Yes.
Actually do the loot.
Mr. Loot ready fast. Boom, boom,
Boom,
boom.
boom, boom, boom. Make sure it goes in your bags. And we're moving up
Bang.
to the right.
You got your main Toho? Look at this.
This is my main.
This is your
Wait.
main, bro.
You're grifting
No
twice.
antenna, bro.
2 brains.
Bro, beast mode is looking severely fucked right now.
Dude, Cycler Bob had everything.
You
But
didn't
this
get no
And it got
antenna, though.
taken away.
This split
No
has
antenna,
nothing, man.
It was on, it dropped on heroic.
Yeah, dropped on her. Bro, I had every item in the game.
I know.
Lost.
It's so sad.
Hit the shielded guys, the golems, and then once their shield breaks, you can kick them and they'll stack up on the rest of the mobs. One on the.
I had the
one on
same
left
thing
in there.
earlier.
Yeah, you like miss one item and then.
He dropped on heroic and then it went to someone else. The whole kit.
But it makes sense though, you know? I'm not greedy, I got more DPS.
Yeah.
I think I have 2 more though, so I'm like kind of running out. And none of them have hit a single fucking item of any use, so. I'm getting concerned.
I think they'll revise groups tonight, probably,
Yeah, more than likely.
and make better groups for tomorrow.
Everybody can go full single target talents again.
Because you want Nether and Forge and Antenna, right?
Yeah, it's fucked, but I'm down to say fuck Forge. On some real shit. Reset the boss. I'm gonna
I'm
fix the
also another
markers.
antenna guy.
It's a nice combo. Flexible.
Except when we both need it.
All right, fellas. This game, or this boss, the WeakCore plays a game for you. You're just going to follow the assignments religiously. If you do not get assignments actually sent to you, there are 2 rules. You never ever place anything on purple. You never place anything on blue. And then you never, there's 3 rules. I lied. Never purple, never blue, never put 2 in the same color. So look at other people's arrows and pick a color other than them if you don't get the assignment WeakCore popping up. But for the most part, it should be fine. Most of you should get the assignment. If it does not show up, just remember those rules and you cannot go wrong. And if you want to fix that for heroic, if things aren't showing up for you assignment wise, you might have to update your WeakCores. We're not going to do that now. We're just going to fucking get it. Make sure you're in single target talents from now on. We're going to lust on the pole. Trill, you can just take my... I'll take the first one. You can just take the second one. And then after that, we're chill. I think the boss dies.
Yep.
That.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Follow your assignments. Go to the color that's listed. There's also a map for you. Good. Baby boons, go to the right one. That's fine. Okay, that works, yeah. Beast. Good job. That was actually a very nice adjust. Then I'm gonna fuck everything up. No, I'm not. I made it.
I got double antenna in the other group. Holy shit.
Somebody got smacked.
Follow the assignments. You got smacked? You lost your debuff?
No, somebody else did. Joestar.
Yeah. I'll remember to taunt next time.
Triangle.
Go to your assignments.
We gotta bring this Toba guy to
Balls.
heroic.
Go to your assignments.
Oh.
Whiskey Rabbi, go to the right one. Yep, you're good there. Actually, fucking insane name. Charlie Katot.
I
He
just
punched you.
got
Goodbye, bro.
But
Goodbye, bro. Goodbye.
Oh,
You're
I
alive. What the fuck?
Oh, I already,
Holy shit.
You pro him.
already, yeah.
Swifty one shot, bro. Fucking pop the
Yeah.
whole bag.
I did left like one
Uh,
boss. I just
I
knew.
actually emptied the bag.
Bro, Fort Brew Karma, dampen, fucking health pot, fucking Healthstone, fuck it.
Triangle.
Go check the
Yeah.
meats right now. Take notes.
Yep, a wizard. A wizard of damage.
Oh, I just fucked up. You see nothing.
Fuck, this group is just full genius.
Go to your assignments.
I don't know if you read the other channel, but we procced something nice.
I'm locked
Which
in
channel?
right now. Oh, fuck! Bro, it always catches me off guard.
Oh.
Fuck the wall,
Oh, no,
man.
oh, no.
Fuck the wall. It hit you?
Yes.
That's fine. I'll perk mine.
Yeah.
I'm chill. I'll literally live mine. It's totally chill. Don't even worry about it. Go to your assignments for the breaks. Here they come.
Bro, I gotta talk to Bart about these assignments.
High key.
Is it making you go far?
Yeah, that was one time when it made me go to Star. And then I got the break right after and I had to break on Moon.
Go to your assign. Stars to the far left. Yeah.
I'm not taunting if I...
Bro, Lucy hit me with that sweet shit right now. And Grom put a spirit link down on the group. And I'm purging. I'm not losing any HP. What the fuck? I lied. What the hell was that?
Boss
It's
is
a
the
500% amp.
loser. Let's go.
PK is broken.
Nice. Good work, fellas. We're going off to the left.
Incredible work, guys.
Going left and we're going in the hole. Use your cape. Don't actually jump. If you jump, you die. But if you also die even after using your cape, you can release and you will spawn right next to us.
We're waiting on Satan.
Thank you so much, Monster Energy, for that listen-in. I'm Cams. We've replaced Dash with the contract killer, world second raider, Tettles.
Yeah,
How
so
you feeling tonight?
pretty good. We got Plexus Sentinel down world second. I would like to give a special shout out to Voomkin. I'm adorning him as the MVP of our kill. He had some of the best halos I've ever seen on a Shadow Priest, coming in 5th place in HPS while playing Shadow. So he actually beat out our tank. And as a result of this, though, I am going to be retiring from casting to pursue my professional career. What is my professional career, you might ask? I'm going to be chasing my aspirational goals and competing against Liquid in the Race World first. So I will see you guys on the Rift. Goodbye.
Rift. He's headed to the Rift.
Oh.
What?
Well, if you want
What?
to see an astronomical increase in your gameplay like Tettles has seen, you should get one of those Alienware monitors that we have in the back.
Oh, truth. I feel like my power's increased. And how do people get one of those?
Well, they can get it at tl.gg/AlienwareRWF. We're
right.
giving them away, too. We got 3 of them.
Yeah, we got 3 to give away. Log in to your Alienware Arena account or create one, and then follow the prompts. That's all you have to do. And live in the U.S. or Canada and be above the age of 13.
That was
You
a
get
short,
one of these.
That was a short career.
Oh,
To inform me that we're only allowed to raid 12 hours a week, so I think that this maybe is not in my best interest to quit the cast. I'm back.
Oh. Okay. Welcome back.
you can just quit like that and come back? What happened to the Rift?
I was kicked off the Rift.
The Rift spit him out. Well, yes, congratulations on the kill. How did the boss feel?
Very difficult for people who don't do splits.
Okay, you do no splits?
Yeah, we don't do splits. Probably 70% of our guild had 4 set.
Okay.
How
many attempts?
12.
Okay. That's crazy.
So it gets a lot easier once you have a little bit more stamina and do a little bit more damage. Like, we would crush the boss. We raid again on Sunday. We would crush the boss on Sunday after a little bit more mythic plus, a little bit more gear. Currently, it was a little bit harder than we'd hoped. The tank buster mechanic is, the amount of damage that does to the entire group is pretty high.
Okay. What was your average item level? Do you know?
Go ahead and look. Probably like 692. If I
No,
wager, I guess.
Consequence was 696.
693.4.
Okay, so you were.
So we were not we were not geared.
Yeah,
Let me
okay.
just say. We got world 5th Dimensius, I think, as well. Heroic.
Oh, nice.
That boss is sweet.
Yeah. Is it as cool? Like when you're playing it, you can appreciate the scale, the epicness.
Well, everybody in my raid was lagging except for me, who was on one of those very nice Alienware big rigs in the
Oh, yeah.
back. Everybody was complaining about lag on the intermission platforms, but I think it's like visually the fight is like super stunning, and I actually really like the mechanics on that boss. I think that boss rocks.
How much of that is just the fight looking cool, and how much of that is that OLED monitor you have from Alienware?
Well, I get to see all the pixels. It's weird playing at 240 hertz. I'm going to be honest. I don't normally have this luxury at my house.
You're gonna go home and go like, ugh.
My mouse, I can see it trailing off.
Yeah, those big rigs, the Alienware computers we have back there are massive. They're probably like 200 pounds. I don't know, but they're like big metal.
Yeah, they're full-size
beasts.
towers, and they've got the latest i9. They've got 5090s in them. They really hooked us up, and all the raiders are using those as well. They're crazy big computers.
Yeah, I'm running WoW at 4K and doing the raid, good frame rate, and I'm gonna go home and feel really weird.
Why is my game lagging? I don't know.
World of Warcraft is the only 20-year-old game that you need a computer from 2035 to be able to run.
That is something I would love to see somehow get addressed.
Okay, are you guys into conspiracy theories?
Depends.
I have one. My conspiracy theory is I believe that Blizzard is trying to delete a bunch of add-ons because they're trying to make the game less laggy.
Okay.
The game. A lot of people complain about like major FPS drops on bosses and even like standing in town and stuff like that. I wonder, and actually this is what I believe, that Blizzard is trying to attack the FPS drops from add-ons.
I can see it.
My theory on this whole thing. Okay, so it's a lot of pieces. Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard, realizes you are still this game has a ton of people playing it. You have these events, like all the streamers. It's a huge ecosystem, tons of subs, tons of money, and it's kind of like off to the side. and they're like, we can inject this sucker with a ton of money, and they are doing that, and it is all building up towards midnight. The player housing, tons of people are going to come back for that. So they've got Dimensius, he looks epic. People are talking about player housing. It's this big plan to like reveal WoW to the world.
Okay.
Who do we have to thank for this? Bill Gates?
I don't
Microsoft?
know, the shareholders, the board.
Shareholder value, perhaps.
Yeah, the $1 trillion company. The number keeps getting bigger of the company, but I think there's going to be a large marketing push to more normal people for midnight because of the player housing. And then they're setting the game up with the one-button mode and the assist and the no add-ons, stuff like that, to have a lot of new and returning people come in. That's my guess on all this.
How'd the splits been? Talking about getting away from conspiracy theories a little bit.
How do you even answer that question? I have no idea. They've been splitting.
Smooth, steady sailing.
They haven't
Yeah.
been wiping much anymore.
Very few
No.
wipes. Super chill.
Is this heroic?
Yeah. Actually, I don't
On the
know.
right, it's not heroic. They haven't been doing heroic Nexus King and Dimensius yet, unless they're just starting to do it now. Most of their splits have just been normal.
You think that tomorrow is just Salhadar and
Probably.
Dimensius alone?
Yeah. Similar to what they did with like Munzie and Gyros.
Yeah. This tier is super weird because so many of your slots are actually locked down that I think that splits might go a little bit faster than previous tiers. There's the no very rare situation. You have Reshi Wraps, Demon Hunter Boots, 4 pieces of tier, 2 embellishment slots, all completely locked up in terms of what you can replace. And, so that kind of only leaves like what? Trinkets? A couple rings maybe? Maybe a weapon? Are those things that you can replace? You might be crafting a weapon even. That's kind of an interesting decision point for a lot of specializations. But that just means that, especially without very rare items, the amount of runs that you need to do for all these characters to get as geared as possible is lower, because the odds of you getting the God run for those characters that you had to in the past, last season we needed 16 runs, now we only might need 11 or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, I think the thing is as well, if they have all those splits set up, they may as well run them just to get the best possible chance at perfect gear. But I wonder, maybe this is something we can ask Max later whenever we get him on for an interview, is if you ever get to the point where you're like, let's say 10 splits in and you're like, well, wait, we actually already have 20 raiders with kind of perfect gear. Do you ever just say, okay, well, let's just get a move on and go into Mythic now, or do you just finish up those remaining splits because they're still there to be run? What do you think you would do in that situation?
I don't know. I mean, Cams, I feel like you have way more experience than me.
Doing splits?
Certainly for doing splits. But even in these situations.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Intuitively, I feel like they're gonna opt for more gear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things that, especially if you think, unless you think that this is a one week tier, and Mythic is relatively undertuned relative to the gear that you have. If you believe that to be the case, you could kind of waltz on in there and just try to kill everything, kill Dimensions week 1. Beyond that, it's kind of been proven that there are major consequences if you don't gear as much as possible.
Yeah.
Ooh, it looks like I think we have an Impact POV.
Ooh.
Impact boost.
Yeah, he's out at ranged on the Shaman now.
Ellie is so good this year. Dude, this is your time. I think it's time for you to come back.
Time to come back on an Ellie?
Yeah.
I did a little bit of normal on my Ellie today.
Oh my gosh. Farseer Ellie is a sickening DPS right now.
It's ridiculous. Some of those abilities just hit so hard. And when you get the new 4 set too.
Oh my god, yeah. Their 4 set is crazy.
What does the 4 set do?
Whenever you cast your Ancestral Swiftness, the ability that you get for playing Farseer that replaces Nature Swiftness, you get 25% increased damage for 8 seconds.
Oh.
So that's 8 seconds of 25% increased damage every 30 seconds.
The Mythic Plus one's actually cool too because you're Stormbringer. It's completely unrelated to why they're super good in raid, but to your you get more Ascendance procs based off of your Gathering Storms, I think is the buff.
Yeah, the Gathering Storms.
Yeah, so every couple of Gathering, every 6 Gathering Storms buff, you get a Tempest proc. So that with DRE, you end up just having so much Ascendance uptime. It's so nice. That spec is sweet. This tier.
And it's as good in Mythic Plus. Like it's a.
I think it's one of the
pretty
top
goated
couple of
Mythic
DPS
Plus?
specializations in Mythic Plus. I don't know if it's going to see wide metagame appeal, mostly due to the fact that, it's like hard to make a comp that's like, compositions are a little bit weird. Like individually, Ellie Shaman is probably going to be pretty good, but then it's like, what does the broader meta comp look like? I suspect that it's going to be one of the best DPS, but not be like top 3.
Yeah, I don't know where I'd fit it into a comp right now. Also, I don't even know what I'm thinking of for comps.
I have no idea either.
Because there's still tuning that's going to happen in between now and
So I mean,
Plus, right?
some of the best DPS: Dev Evoker, Assassination Rogue, Arcane Mage, Ellie Shaman, Frost Death Knight. Like those are, generally speaking, what people view as some of the top couple of DPS. Unholy DK is also up there too. But then it's just like you think of those DPS and you're like, what are we playing? Like what is the comp that we play here? Is it
Notice you
really
didn't say
triple
Moonkin.
wizards?
Moonkin's not part of that, you don't think? Even after the buffs it's got?
No. I don't. I think Moonkin's good. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Moonkin's like the
Like, it's
15th
still the
best
utility
DPS or something.
king, though.
What?
It's still the utility king.
Oh, I mean, of course, double 30-second stop and Mark of the Wild is broken. But I mean, if Resto Druid is also the best healer, then it's harder to make it happen.
I've seen people talking about Resto Shaman being.
Yeah, so if Resto Druid is out, then Moonkin has better opportunities in my opinion. But that the inverse works for Ellie too. Like if Resto Shaman's in, then Ellie gets a little bit worse.
And I'm assuming Vengeance is hard locked still.
Surprisingly enough, there's 4 tanks that are good. Vengeance, Prot Pally, Brewmaster Monk, and Protection Warrior are all very good.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah. So I mean, there's people speculating that it's going to be like DK Assassination Rogue with the Prot Warrior is the main structure of your composition. Then you're trying to put a couple things that fit in with that. As for what you would put to fit in with that, it's kind of hard to tell. Some other melee DPS would be ideal because you want Battle Shout, and like a Resto Druid, I think makes the most sense for something like that.
Is Assassination, is it funnily?
Assassination is the single best DPS spec in the game for Mythic Plus right now. It's
mean,
actually so far head and shoulders above everything else. It's insane.
You need like a lust too at some point. So I mean, I think that's part of the reason that people are looking at Resto Shaman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where are we getting a lust? Like, because if you're not playing Mage, like a Dev Evoker, I mean, like, that doesn't make sense if you're actually indexing into melee like that.
I mean, that's pretty much the melee comp from last season, right? Prot Warrior, Resto Shaman, Assassination Rogue, and then you can just fit the other buffs in.
Yeah.
Like Windwalker for melee debuff.
I mean, Windwalker's Monk buff just doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Versus that. I'm pretty sure Havoc Demon Hunter's like buff is better there.
Is it? Okay.
It's probably close, which is Assassination's like all magic and
okay.
DK. Both the DK specs are like 70% or something, 70+%.
Yeah, rest in peace, Mr. Touch.
Yeah, I was watching Kira's stream the other day, right before Season 3 came out, and he was playing with Casual Addict. And
yeah, for sure.
Just gapping the other classes. He was doing like 14 mil overall on a Priory. It's like, that's a ridiculous number.
On the Rogue?
Yeah, on the Assassination Rogue.
Wait, is Assassination, what's the damage profile on that? Is it, I know, like, Rogue is the class I know, like, almost nothing about.
It has a little bit of a funnel profile, so the more bleeds you have out, the more energy you get back, which means you can put more finishers into your main target, but it does good AoE too.
Okay. Yeah, every time I've tried to mess with a Rogue, there's just nothing there for me. I don't know. I've had fun on most everything else, but...
Yeah, so Rogue players will tell you that it's because the specialization's for genius individuals, and that's why it is one of the lowest representation classes in the game and one of the hardest to play. And if you can't pick it up, it's just because you're not using your brain enough.
I see.
Read a book, educate yourself, of course.
Yeah, really hard when you're impossible to kill, permanently stun people. It's tough.
Okay, they're able to die now. This isn't Legion anymore. Where Fate works versus everything. Although they could probably bring that back, and it wouldn't even be that OP. Man, this game is so power crept that Rogue is considered low utility in Mythic Plus now. Is that not insane to think about?
That's crazy.
That class is like known to be like not that good utility in Mythic Plus anymore.
Rogue used to be so good with utility. I'd play with a Rogue that literally didn't speak because he could just stop everything on his own.
Yeah, the thing is like their individual stops, like their stops on one singular mob are still good.
Yeah.
But we're in a meta. We've been in a meta for years now that it's group stops or nothing. Like, who cares about single target lockdown or anything? Just hodge that mob one time.
And they just have the AoE blind? Is that their only?
Yes.
Okay.
Shroud sucks. Every mob's got True Sight for whatever reason. Atrophic poison's useless.
Sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't.
3.6% DR that occasionally works.
It might save. It might save somebody. See Boomy. He's on the vengeance. He's not a mythic
But-
plus.
But yeah, assassination nasty.
Yeah, but just not raid nasty.
I think that rogue is not good right now in raid. Yeah.
The other kind of nasty.
It's the get that away from me.
They're nasty for sure.
Yeah, there's a nasty
They're
class.
nasty.
Yeah, poor Dazer. He's on the road in exile. The Rogers. I don't know what Exile's other guy is. Maybe a DK. I think Dazer's Rogue Ret.
Rogue Red is a rough spot to be in right now for win progression.
Yeah.
Rutro. They're playing the Scooby-Doo cop. Rutro.
Ret Rogue.
Rutro.
It's okay, I'll play some ping pong with him while we're here. We'll get some exercise.
Ask him if you want to cast.
He should come on for a shift or two.
Yeah, he's fun to talk to. I got to. It's hard to talk to some of the raiders I didn't raid with because when we're here, they're busy and we're out here talking on these couches, and so we don't really get to interact that much with them. But after,
Okay, why would you classify us as busy?
well, they're like serious busy. We're having fun out here.
I'm working. I don't know what you're doing here.
Busy, yeah.
They're fun busy. They're competitive busy.
Yeah.
It's very serious.
There's
You know,
just levels to this.
we can screw up out here, and we don't let like the whole region down. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Well, there's some of those guys that we've known pretty well personally for like 6 or 7 years, but like I don't want to go bother them because
Yeah.
I feel like they want to stay locked in.
Yeah, I feel bad sometimes. It's like I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just trying to let you focus.
Yeah.
But it's fun getting to know like Boomy or Dazer or Smacked is here this time.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is he really? I didn't even seen him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did a little mini mic earlier.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
so sad we have all of
I was like,
all
wait.
of the Europeans banished to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yips is there too.
All of the Europeans and people from the newfound land are banished to the Netherlands.
I still think it's crazy that he went to Europe because it's actually closer.
He's probably, I was gonna say he's probably closer to Europe than he is to LA. I mean, he's what was Newfoundland? An hour and a half ahead of EST or something too.
Yeah, it's way out there.
Dude, they're so far.
What airport does he go to? Some regional.
Do I
weird
want to
thing?
dox him?
I have no idea.
You know what? I'll let him.
No,
I'll
yeah,
let him
don't-
tell you later.
He's way out there.
He is out there.
But yeah, last race I got to talk to Dazer a lot. He's a cool guy. He started getting into WoW because he saw the Race to World first.
Really?
So, yeah, I think it was Eternal Palace. He said he saw us playing and he was like, I want to do that. And I can't remember what game he was playing at the time, but he was like, he quit that, just started grinding in WoW, climbing the ladder.
For a little bit.
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah. And then he came to Liquid after that. I get to key with him regularly. He had an ongoing key team that he played with last season, where they were like ranked 2 or 3 in the region, playing some like nonsense comp with like Protection Warrior, Ret Paladin, Unholy DK,
Is that the Yoda
Rest of
Night
Shaman.
team?
Yeah. We called that that group Dazer After Dark.
I tuned into some of those streams.
My
but
lawyer
I
will
don't
be
remember
in
watching WoW gameplay. I just remember watching 20 different brain rot videos around the edges of the screen.
That's Dazer After Dark. That's right.
Yeah, his stream is pretty cursed. Something's going on with his stream and his Twitter. I don't know.
Stim maxing, I think is what it's called.
That
Yeah.
the term.
But it's
Yeah.
listen, we just got to touch grass more, I feel.
I touched plenty, in elementary school, and I've seen enough grass. I'm a digital. I just have to come, to terms with I'm just a digital person. I live on the internet. It's just what it is.
Digital person. What are you, Danny Phantom? Like, what does that even mean?
That my consciousness is filled with digital screens. Like I'm just looking at a screen all day.
Danny Phantom was the guy.
That was the ghost one. I'm trying to. I don't even know what I'm thinking of. What are you thinking of again? Digital cartoon. I'm sure someone in chat knows. Freakazoid, maybe?
No.
No.
Digital cartoon.
Digimon?
Danny Phantom.
Those are digital monsters.
Danny Phantom was from what was that show?
Well, the show was Danny Phantom.
Oh yeah, it was Danny Phantom.
Oh,
I
Danny
think there was
Phantom,
a different
Danny
version of Danny
Phantom.
Phantom where they were using a video game.
Code Lyoko?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, Code Lyoko? That was a
Is
bang.
that some weeb show? Sounds like an anime.
Yeah, it was. It was like one. It was like a 2000s anime. I think it was on Toonami.
Okay, well, JPC and I were having a conversation today, and we've discussed the terms as to what makes things an anime. Anything that was on Cartoon Network is not an anime; it's a cartoon. Thus, Naruto, not an anime. Dragon Ball Z, not an anime. Those are cartoons.
No, those are anime.
No, those are cartoons.
Those are manga.
JPC said otherwise, and he's the man.
He is the man. You know. That is right.
Is it? It's just Japanese animation. Isn't that the only? Or is it just because it's like branching out? Like there's all these Netflix ones, and I don't know if they're made in Japan.
I mean, listen, if
They
they're not on
look-
Cartoon Network, they're not a cartoon.
Cory in the House is my favorite anime.
I'm sorry, what? Isn't that reality TV?
I don't think that was real. No.
I just stun-locked Gams with that comment.
That's so Tettles. I don't know. It's late.
It's the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. That was also reality TV, huh?
You guys are young. It's too. I'm too old for
I
those
guess
shows.
What do I have to hit you with? Like the Rocco's Modern Life?
No, I didn't have cable growing up.
Oh, okay.
God, Rocco's Modern Life.
I was watching The Simpsons,
Cat Dog.
Arthur, PBS.
Recess? Did you watch Recess? Saturday mornings?
Bro, I
Yeah.
am on the couch with fossils. Your bones creak whenever you stand?
Oh yeah, you want to hear? Oh, my knees.
Oh my god.
But my bones have always, no matter the age, they've been kind of creaky. I don't know why.
Bro, those shows, whenever they would put reruns of them on the TV whenever I was young, I would think, wow, these shows suck. You guys are listing the shows that I thought were terrible.
No, Arthur definitely sucked, but it's all I had.
A large majority of people in the range of like 25 to 35 can like recite SpongeBob episodes from memory even though they haven't seen them in like 20 years. It's because they would play those reruns just over and over again.
No, yeah, I've got all the old Simpsons on lock, Seinfeld. You know, stuff just on the normal TV. But that was when I was that was pre-digital me. Now I'm full digital. Do you guys have those like screen notifications on your phone that tell you your screen time?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Mine
had some.
is embarrassingly high most of the time.
Yeah, I've had some shocking.
What is your highest? What is your highest usage?
I think it's weekly recaps, right?
Yeah, your average usage per day is what they give you.
I think I got hit by like a 12 or 14er recently.
Dude, I think
Average per day? On
It
your
was a
phone?
pretty brutal week. Yeah, I told you I am a digital man.
I think the most I've ever hit is like 8.5, and I was embarrassed. I was like, wow, that
Yeah.
was, I think I averaged probably like 3. I wish I could average like 2.5. I feel like it's better for me to not be on my phone that much.
Yeah, it was definitely not a good week.
To hear that you've ever hit 12 is insane. You spent half of the day, not even half of your time awake, half of the day on the phone.
Personally,
Yeah.
I find comfort in working on my medium-sized screen for most of the day, relaxing later on in the evening, watching my big-sized screen, and then when I go to bed, I look at my small-sized screen for a little bit to wind down.
Yeah, we will mention this is. I'm probably double screening a lot of this also. Like the TV's on and the phone. You know, there's some work to do on the phone. There's also
What are you
a
working
lot
on? Let me be serious. What are you working on?
of collecting digital items.
Wait, are you addicted to gotcha games? Is that what I'm learning about?
No. It's much worse.
Oh, please do continue to say. Please tell me more. Actually, I'm so intrigued with what you're about to say here.
Have you heard of meme coins?
Oh boy, no.
Do they have those on our sponsor, Coinbase?
They do for sure. You can get some with some Pepe. I could go.
So what are you doing with meme coins on your phone? That you're on
Chat,
your phone
Camps
12
is not
hours
a
a day?
financial advisor. Please do not listen to him for any investing advice. Continue.
Gambling.
How does your wife feel about this?
I don't know.
Is your goal just to buy the dip and then hodl?
I think he has an addiction. After he said he's been on his phone for 12
That
hours
was what.
a day.
It's been cut back now. That was a wake-up call to go, holy.
What, did you say that was last week?
No, that was like last month, though. That was pretty
That was
bad.
last week and he goes, not before.
It's embarrassing, but you know, we've all got our things.
We've all got our vices.
You know,
Can't breathe.
Good.
Your vice is mean.
just lately.
There are worse
I
things,
don't-
to be honest.
I think I'd rather be addicted to hard drugs than meme
Oh,
coins.
no. I don't know about that.
I am, personally.
Yeah, if anybody wants a tour of some really obnoxious sounding stuff, I'm your man. But we do love crypto here.
Oh, yeah, we love Coinbase.
Mhm.
How much Dogecoin do you own?
I want to say 0, but I probably got a couple somewhere. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna get out of that? What is it, like 25 cents? You're gonna get a 4x?
This is, you should not have said this. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm chasing the 1000x's, man.
Do you have money invested in the stock market by chance?
Oh, no.
Oh no, I think I do have a little bit.
How's your retirement looking?
We're not worried.
Our retirement's like for all of us is looking terrible. We're getting, you know, you play World of Warcraft. It's a very complicated, lots of systems. You know, then you go into the financial markets. It's a lot of complicated systems intertwining, and you look at it and go, "Oh, this is beyond a rigged game." So we're all screwed.
Fair point.
But that's for a different time.
Okay.
Hmm.
Dude, we were talking about old TV shows, and someone's like, man, I hate Arthur. What even animal is he?
He's an aardvark, bro.
He's an aardvark, bro. Arthur the aardvark. Come on.
Hmm.
Everyone knows that.
And then,
Dude, you said our retirement is all bad for everybody, and somebody just goes, aware.
You won't escape
they're inflating us away.
my rage.
Cams, you know how good Nvidia. If you knew how good Nvidia was in 2007, you could have invested in it and retired.
Oh
But
no!
Instead, you spent all your. But instead, you're going to tell your children about how you put money in meme coins on your phone.
Yeah, from my yacht.
Yeah, like how everyone's like, oh man, if I just invested in Bitcoin in 2012, I'd be so rich right now. No, you wouldn't. You would have sold it like any of the peaks along the way, like at 100 or 1,000. You wouldn't have held until today. There's no way.
And you wouldn't have sold it at the peak.
Yeah.
You would have sold it on the bottom after seeing the peak going, what have I done? I should have sold. I hate myself.
You know what's so funny? Whenever we showed up and we were talking, so we had like a sponsor briefing with our production people before the race started. And one of the things Cams and I kept saying to one another whenever we were plugging Coinbase, last race world first, Cams and I would always walk by one another and we just go buy the dip. And, and then Cams and I show up and I just go, man, if we bought the dip, it would have been insane. Because Bitcoin was, I think it was down to like 75K last race or something like that.
Yeah, all-time high today, actually.
Yeah, it was like
new
150K
one.
today. So I saw that earlier. I was like, oh my god.
Weird.
It's not weird, it's the future.
It's the present. It's now.
Go to Coinbase, our presenting partner for this race world first.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not get into all this 10 years ago. Would have been nice. I was playing World of Warcraft, which is what we're here to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, collecting gold and mounts and titles and such.
If you want to collect some gold, you should sign up for these splits. They're going to be looking for helpers for the remainder of today and probably all of tomorrow, too. They move into those heroic splits, can make a lot of gold.
Dude, I was just sitting here thinking about after his meme coin and pictures, Cam is gonna start investing gold.
In WoW gold?
No, in real gold.
In real gold? Real gold's
You're
going
gonna
up.
buy gold. You're gonna buy a gold bar.
Real gold's up a lot too. Silver, a lot of the metals. Everything's kind of flying.
You always hear those stories about those guys who, like, were the first ever transactions with Bitcoin that paid like 10K Bitcoin for a pizza, and they're like, oh, I regret it now. What do you think about the guy who got the 10K Bitcoin? Do you think they even know they have those still?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know somebody who got incredibly wealthy off of buying Bitcoin in like 2014 or something like that. But I feel like there's very few of those cases of people that you actually know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anyone in real life that's.
I had somebody in high school, and he kept. It was insane because he kept telling me that I should buy Bitcoin, and I'm just like, dude, what am I going to use this for? None of this even makes any sense. And so I didn't, because I thought it was insane. I just didn't see the vision.
Yeah. We can go into it later.
Why would I buy Bitcoin when I could play League of Legends? Like, be honest.
True, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
I bought League of Legends skins instead. And I still have them to this day.
Back when I started playing League of Legends, you know, way back then,
Alien Invader Heimerdinger.
it was more about just even unlocking the champions at that point, because that was tough to do back then, right? Remember how much IP you had to
Oh,
buy
yeah.
every single champion?
Yes, I
They
do.
were
I remember.
It's like every 2 weeks for a long time.
I remember when I bought every single champion. I was like, wow, this is the peak. And then they reworked it to where everybody can have all the stupid champions.
Yeah, League never got me. My first game I played with someone with people in my guild, and someone was like good at it, and they, played a carry and just steamrolled everybody, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is dumb.
That was the game that I was addicted to before I even started playing WoW. I was addicted to League of Legends.
Did you play? You played that first, and then
Yes.
and then came to WoW.
Yes,
Okay. When did you start WoW?
2015.
Okay. What?
That
Was it pre-Legion?
No,
Yeah,
that
it
was WoD.
WoD.
Yeah. The one before Legion, not after Legion.
Yeah. WoD. What made you start? Like, what was the?
People that I was playing League of Legends with, one of them had played World of Warcraft and enjoyed World of Warcraft, and they were like, guys, I'm seeing raving reviews about this new World of Warcraft expansion, Warlords of Draenor.
Where'd they see those?
That's a question many people are asking, probably.
I don't think
Because there weren't any, frankly. I don't even know. I think that was made up, perhaps. But he somehow convinced me and our entire friend group to play World of Warcraft, and we were going to PvP. And I was going to be a feral druid, and we were going to play jungle, apparently. I don't know. Let me just say, I hate PvP. PvP sucks.
Oh, yeah.
I hate feral druid. Feral druid, not very fun. So now I play balanced druid in PvE and have nothing to do with PvP. And all my friends seem to quit Warlords of Draenor because, maybe the critically acclaimed expansion was a little bit of a lie by my friend.
There were some good things about WoD.
Oh, please start listing them.
The raids were good.
Okay.
The raids were good.
And end there.
Okay.
Yeah, the raids were actually really good. The only negatives of the raid are farm the ring was kind of weird, but yeah, Blackhawk Foundry great. I even liked Highmaul a lot. I liked Imperial Margot.
I actually liked playing WoW and Warlords, but I would attribute that mostly to the fact that I was brand new. And so I enjoy doing
There's
things
so
like
much
flying around.
Yeah.
It's something weird where you're just like, I just enjoyed seeing the world in World of Warcraft. And I was like, wow, this is all super cool. Like, what is this? And I would just pug raids for fun constantly. It's like, wow, this is peak. It was just like I would just pug heroic raid and log too at some point because I was just trying to improve my parse on a website.
How did you get into the information hole? Finding the Wowheads and the logs. And
Okay, whenever I first started, I thought that Wowhead was owned by Blizzard.
Oh.
Is that not insane? I actually thought that Wowhead was owned by Blizzard.
I don't think that's too
It's kind of understandable.
Yeah, I didn't get it for a little bit. I don't even know how I got it.
Back then, MMO Champion was probably the hub for most stuff, wasn't it?
I don't even really remember. I think at some point Discord just came out, and I felt like I started being able to synthesize information better there.
Yeah, this was around when Discord was
Discord
emerging.
came out in Hellfire Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first cutting edge.
Yeah, I remember there were Discord people at a BlizzCon, and I downloaded it, and I was like, this is dumb. We have Mumble and Slack or whatever.
Skype.
And Skype, yeah. We don't need this.
Do you remember the days of having just one single channel Skype with 30 people into it, and you'd wake up and you'd see 800 new messages, and 600 of them were about football? You're like, so when are we raiding, guys?
Jesus.
Yeah, we were.
Skype's gone now. They deleted it.
Yeah, it's gone.
Is that not insane to think about?
The Skype
is gone.
Yeah, it's weird, but it makes sense, I guess. They didn't like transform it into like some Microsoft Office type or suite type thing.
I think Microsoft bought Skype, and now they have Teams, and Skype is.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that Skype, like all of your message history and everything on Skype, is just gone now.
Really? It's that we need like a stop killing Skype. Make sure that all the Skype things are archived.
Skype had some issues.
Yeah.
It was way too easy to get someone's IP if you had their Skype.
Was that a real thing?
That was
Okay,
a
like
real thing.
I,
Yeah,
I, I always heard about that from like WoW people. I never, like, I think I started in Warlords. I feel like I was maybe a little bit past that era. Did that actually happen in like Mop and Kata, where people were just like spam DDoSing one another?
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds like something that like RBGers would do.
RBGers would do that in 2025. Like that. Be serious. Like we were just like average WoW players DDoSing one another in like 2011. Is that actually a thing?
I feel like, yeah, the DDoSing used to happen a lot. There's sometimes friendly fire.
Yeah. Dude, something that is, oh my gosh, it's insane to think about. I remember when I started in Blackrock. Like I started like right as Blackrock Foundry was coming out. And I remember reading the 4 set for Balance Druid. This, by the way, I'll give context for it. This has to be one of the most broken 4 sets ever for Moonkin. It like gave you 1.5 minute cooldown. But I remember reading it because at that point, Celestial Alignment and Incarn were like separate CDs. And I was like, wow, this is going to desync my CDs. This tier set has to be terrible. I just didn't wear the 4 set because I thought it was bad. I didn't read any guides or anything. That was vibe-based
Just
theory. That was
crafty.
Vibe-based theory crafting. That was good.
Yeah, but there's some magic to that. You know, you don't end up in the cookie cutter, doing it his own way. That's how you end up to being like an evade or something. Because you're just thinking about the game in a completely different way.
I fear Evade would not forego wearing a tier set because.
But maybe young Evade made some of those mistakes, and that's how he's learned.
Evade is definitely the kind of guy, if he doesn't like the way a spec plays, he just like would stop playing it. Be like, I don't like this tier set, I'm gonna play something else, or just not play WoW at all.
I guess speaking of Evade, is he raiding again? Did I see that, or does he just have like a raider rank in the guild?
He's not raiding.
He's always had raider.
Okay.
I could call him on Discord right now and see if he answers.
He'd be like, why is Tunnel's calling?
Dude, can you imagine if he answered? Be like, yo, Evade, I'm on the broadcast right now.
He would hang up instantly.
We have a I think that there's a chance he would respond.
He might respond, yeah. But if you told him he was on broadcast, he'd hang up for sure.
I don't know if that's true.
You know how in California you have to say if like the phone call is being recorded or something? Do you have to do that with like Discord calls? Or is this a loophole?
I don't know.
I think it depends on your state.
California's strict on that one, I think.
Well, it is. I don't know. I think it's maybe state by state jurisdiction as to whether or not you're allowed to record phone calls from without both people knowing.
But does Discord, is it a loophole? By not being on.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not. You're asking.
We need a lawyer.
Yeah, I will not be answering that question.
I plead the fifth. DHD is marked safe. His weak aura is telling him
Stay
safe.
You are safe. There's a chance that you just never get chosen for a wall placement or a wall break, and you can just sit here and happily DPS away the entire fight.
Yeah?
You're very happy if that's the case.
It's kind of surprising he's playing Destro on a single target. This is normally where Demo is just the spec.
I imagine playing 14 different characters in splits, you want to give yourself a little bit of variety every now and then.
Okay, I remember whenever you guys were like rating the race world first, like you two were rating the race world first, and everybody had like unique classes. They would be like playing like 5 different classes and stuff like that.
Yes.
And multi-classing was super common. I thought that was sweet. I think this meta of having 15 characters on one singular class sucks.
Yes, I agree. I like the multi-classing a lot. And I liked when, like, there were some tiers where, like, especially Antorus, I think I played like 3 or 4 different classes. Because I played like a Hunter on Varamathras. Maybe I was just Hunter Warlock. Maybe I brought my mage in on Argus because we needed like
need
double
more
ice block or
immunities.
We
something.
needed more immunity.
Yeah. But now you just have a roster so big that the player doesn't swap the class. You just swap the player in with
Yeah.
another player.
I mean, it's weird to think about. Like, even as late as BFA, people have like would genuinely be playing like 4 or 5 classes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that was just like common.
The most stacked I ever got with my alts was in Sanctum of Domination, and I played 2 mages and 2 warlocks. That's it. I had like a 5th character that didn't matter.
I don't think I ever did a mirror.
The mirror stuff, the mirror stuff is
Yeah, and it's gone
science
as far
gone
as
too
it can
far.
go. Yes.
has science gone too far?
It
is
has
the real
gone way
question.
too far.
The people are wondering.
Here we see THL C.
I heard you might be talking about something similar to that on the late show tonight.
Yeah, we've got a special late show tonight. We've got a special guest. I won't reveal until it happens, but we're going to be talking about if the Race to World First is good for the game. That's kind of the topic.
It's an interesting topic.
Yeah. Spoilers. I'm biased.
Do not ask Reddit. Do not ask Reddit what they think.
No. Don't ask the Reddit what they think about anything, actually. But it should be fun.
Was it your tweet where you said something along the lines of like, the game is so good right now that people are making up people to be mad about?
Yeah, the game's so good,
Yeah,
they're making up players that the game might be bad for. So they keep complaining.
Yes.
Because I've been there. I've been a perma WoW complainer. You just complain. But I'm on a WoW loving arc.
It's your God-given right as a World of Warcraft player to complain about the game at any point for anything that you might want to complain about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've gotten to game designer brain or something. Everybody is.
Oh my God, everybody's an armchair developer.
Yeah, everybody's trying to think of every single possible scenario where something may or may not be good, and it's like just sometimes games are just games. You know what I mean? You just want to like have some fun. I don't know.
And that's why I killed Kaiveza on question mark difficulty, because I just don't worry about whether or not it's too hard or anything. Just get good and lock in.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Is just ignore the noise. People are probably saying you can't do that on Bootcamp. It's not fair.
Complaining doesn't solve anything. Well, okay, sometimes I just want to complain, but like complaining is not going to solve anything. You just got to lock in. You just got to get good.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've complained about WoW a lot.
I mean, I had the similar thought process whenever you're thinking about like whether or not your spec is good or bad. Like you can, if your spec is good or if your spec is bad, you have like a couple options, right? You could, one, just suck it up and play it. You know, you know how good or bad it's going to be. You can just suck it up and play it. 2, you can re-roll. 3, you can quit the game. And I mean, those are kind of the options. And sitting there and just like, I guess complaining doesn't really solve anything, right? You just have a decision to make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes people want to give feedback, and this is how they give it, is through, complaining, and it's maybe not the easiest delivery.
So
but
the problem is Blizzard doesn't care about your feedback.
They are more and more lately, I think.
They've gotten
some
better.
of it.
For sure, they've gotten better.
I don't think they care about individual players. I don't think they care about players' feedback relative to class balance, though.
Sure.
Or class design either. I think that class balance and class design are like Blizzard's gonna, they care about the feedback like broadly speaking, but not individual things.
Sure. I think your mileage also varies based off of which class designers on the class you're worried about.
Yeah.
Because there are certainly some designers that are more receptive to feedback than others.
Interestingly enough, I think people are probably better off just like getting good than worrying about specializations that are 3 and 4% better.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was having a conversation with Boomy the other day, and he was like, "It is astonishing how bad some players are."
Oh.
because he's like, dude, the level of like the Race to World First competitors versus just even like the average good player is just he's like, there are levels. There are levels to this.
Yeah, that's something, because I came like from the trenches of this game. I started raiding in Karazhan, just like whatever guild I could get into, and just terrible at everything. Would spend like months in Black Temple, like that, just forever in all these tiers. I think Lich King took like 4 months for us to kill, and I climbed up through like all the ranks of this guilds like kind of too slowly, but pretty slowly. And so I've seen like the whole spectrum of people, and yes, it does. You'd be shocked at what you find in like top 50, top 10 even. Sometimes US first. but this is back in the day. Now it's different, but I just remember being like when I started getting a more hardcore guilds, it would be like, okay, this guild all these players own, and then you go, oh no, like it's the same as the last guild, just up a little bit.
They just rate a little bit more.
Yeah, you got your 5 people in the guild who are pretty good.
And your 15 people who are clueless.
Yeah, and they're just a little bit better clueless than the other guild.
A little less, yeah. A little less clueless.
And I wonder how much of that, like, WoW is such a like knowledge and preparation game. At least to me, I feel like you can get a lot of skill by like putting extracurricular time in, and some people just don't have the time for it. You know, the difference between somebody who like does a bunch of their chores and watches a guide video and sets up the weak auras and sets up their add-ons and they know everything going into the raid versus someone who just kind of like logs in and plays, it's huge.
This might sound like an insanely weird question. How did you guys convince yourselves that you guys were good enough to actually compete for getting world first?
I had to have somebody recruit me.
Well, I mean, you guys were in Uldir, right?
What do you, like
what was that?
Oh, what was the
switch
Uldir
that
switch?
flipped? Yeah.
For us or the guild?
Bro, the whole guildism mentality was just like, we're doing.
Because you guys
really
weren't even
well.
going for world first for like, you guys were just like evening raiding and stuff like
we
that.
were
Like,
just vibing.
how does it even happen where you're like, you know what, actually we are going for world first, and then just to immediately have good success on it too? And you're like, wait a second, hold on, this is achievable.
There wasn't a plan that tier to go for it. It was because the way that the guild always worked is that we always raided full time on day 1. And I think that in Old Year specifically, we said we were going to do 2 or 3 days instead.
Okay.
And then that extended us to saying, okay, well, if we're going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we may as well do Friday. And then everyone can do the weekend, so we'll do the weekend. And then, like, at that point, it's like, well, okay, we got World First Mithrax. We're doing well on Gahoon. Who can't be here Monday? That was it.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I wasn't there that tier, actually. I had a lot of real life stuff at this time.
Okay.
So I was on the sidelines. And I remember, like, when I told Max I couldn't do it, he's like, I think we're going to, like, add more time and we're going to push harder. And I was like, I know, exactly, I can't do that. But, yeah, and it was the kind of the power creep, or not the power creep, the time creep. I don't know. You know, it's like, next tier, let's add, can we day raid another day? Or can we add, like, another day to the raid for a week or 2 or till it's cleared? You know, a lot of guilds go through that where you're like, next year, what, can we add more time? And people are like, oh, yeah, we can do that. So and it felt like it just kind of crept up and then just
do you think
over
that could
the
happen
edge.
In 2025? Like, do you think Instant Dollars or Fat Shark Yes could be like, all right, we're ready to go full schedule, and then, like, immediately start competing?
I think it's a lot harder.
Because those are probably the guilds that are closest to where you guys were then, right?
It's certainly a lot harder now. It was easier for us to do it back then because there wasn't, like, a next step to go to in the U.S. We were already the U.S. first guild. If you wanted to go to a better guild that were actually rated like for world first, you had to go to Europe. Nowadays, if you're somebody in EU or NA and you want to go for world first rating, there are very clear goals in mind.
Sure.
So I feel like the people that are in those guilds, the IDs and Fat Shark S's, they're people that could probably be in top end guilds if they wanted to be, but they just don't want to.
I mean, clearly.
Clearly, yeah.
No, yeah, and I would say like back then. Well, it from your POV, like in Limit, we're looking like what's holding us back. We need to add more time. Let's add more time next year. Then you add the time, and you realize, yeah. Then you realize like, okay, that gave us some progress, but now what's holding us back is we have nobody who can make add-ons, and that's taking up a ton of time. So next year we're going to do that. Okay, we did that. Oh, well now what's holding us back is our splits aren't as optimized as Method or Echoes. So now we have to optimize that. You know, you have to learn every time like where your pain points are. And so for a guild like ID to do that, I think is hard, and it's even harder than it was back then because now it's like, okay, we got to have analysts and all the different learning curves that come with having an analyst team. And, you know, the weak ores are way crazier than they are now, and they have to be like working immediately. And so I think for a guild like that to do it, they would have to hard commit and probably lose a bunch of tiers before they even like had a chance.
Okay.
I mean, we're seeing how like Method's been trying really hard, and they're improving every tier, but you can see how like just how hard it is because
It's
you've got the people above you poaching, you've got burnout.
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
I mean, it's interesting because I feel like Method has been largely in the same spot for a few tiers now. Like, you know, you say that they're improving, and I think it's pretty clear that they are improving. But it's not that. But Echo and Liquid are also improving equally as fast, and so then it's kind of. I feel like, you know, Method, whenever they reformed, they kind of shot up to World Third rather quickly, but then they've more or less just been in the exact same spot.
I think, obviously, whoever gets the world first kill is going to be the most important thing about this race, but I think the whole story with Method this tier is really interesting because, like you said, they've been improving by taking players from other guilds, but at the same time, Liquid and Echo are doing that too. This is the first time we've seen like Method actually take players from like Echo.
Hit chambers.
Yeah.
How much that affects both of those guilds.
Yeah, that was a big day. Oh, when that announcement came out, a big bomb. But yeah, exciting to see how it turns out. I mean, the Europeans, they've been in the raid for a little bit, but like right now we're at that spot where it's impossible to tell how they're doing relative to Liquid here.
I think that, yeah, I mean, the race doesn't really start until splits end, right?
Yeah. And then you can't even judge how the guilds are doing until like end of the first week. Like deeper into the raid when they're kind of the differences have evened out.
Exactly. And I mean, splits are just, gear is the most important thing, especially at this point in the raid. And then once Mythic and all the homework, I guess, is done, then you really start to see the progression start to take effect there.
Yeah. Well, you've heard us talk enough about splits. We've brought Maximum out for the Blacklyte Spotlight. How you feeling tonight?
To answer more questions about splits.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm feeling good. What's up?
Yeah. Doing good. We're just out here vibing, talking about old raids and stuff.
Yeah, what kind of, it's only day 2 of you guys having to cast splits all day. What kind of crazy
We were
stuff
just talking about Gahood.
Yeah,
makes
we
sense.
talked about Old Deer.
Yeah, we were talking about what it was like making the leap from just like a normal guild that raids a lot to like, let's really push for it. Do you have any thoughts on that moment? Like,
Well, you were there.
Yeah, I was taking a break that tier. In Old Deer I was anyways.
Yeah, but you were around, you know? Well, to answer that, I mean, that was a long time ago. I don't know. We just wanted to raid more because we were all passionate about the game, and then we were just randomly a lot better than we thought. So we tried harder, and then it turns out that our opponent didn't think they had any competition, so we weren't seeing their best, and then we got clapped in the next tier. And then it took us a long time, or like enough time to gain some experience to compete against people who had been doing this for 10 years, and yeah, then we started winning, and it was cool.
How is it to continue to kind of improve as a guild, even though we've seen you guys win the last 2 races? How has that improvement been coming off the back of wins to just kind of continue to push the envelope?
I don't know. You just have a lot of fun. You know, actually, someone mentioned this recently because the whole like, oh, you've won multiple times. One of my chatters was like, you know, let's just say you guys keep winning. You know, the whole viewer argument. It's boring when one team wins. I want other people to win. What would happen if like you guys won and all these guilds died and it was just you and versus no one else? This is not the case, or would even be the case. Just like a theoretical. I still think like basically nothing would change. Like we pretty much do this because we like really like doing it. Like there's maybe it increases the intensity because of like the stakes and there's like other teams and stuff. But like if there wasn't other teams, we would still like love doing this and want to do it as fast as possible and find the love in doing that. So like off of a win or a loss, you're still kind of obsessed with getting better. You know, I think the first time we won, it was hard to not get complacent, but then you lose after you win. And then you learn like, okay, when losing sucks, you know? So when you win, you got to like really lock in on getting better. I think the main thing we do is like right after we win, we like address the tier from the perspective of, okay, different reality, we lost. Why would we have lost if we lost? Like, what did we do wrong? And I think if you just approach things that way and just know that you're not better than everyone to the point to where you could just play bad and still win, that's just not true. So you have to keep getting better. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you were saying last night that you found out that a guild did better on PTR and that like lit a fire.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
that was somewhere to improve. Because yeah, it is hard when you win to know what are the aspects that are holding you back. Because after the fact, you're like, we won.
Yeah, no, even like Method, like Method came in and like they have yet to like really compete for first. But even just being in the race, it was like a couple tiers ago, they kind of like revolutionized splits. Like this thing we're doing now where everyone does the like just some behind the scenes of what's happening. You are doing 2 of these are happening at once, but let's just look at one of them. So one of the heroics that's happening and the 3 normals associated. You do the 3 normals, and then each of there's like, I think only like 4 raiders maybe in each of those normals, and then 26 helpers. They are like using some tools to like approve certain people. You have a healer doing a bunch of healing. You have a DPS player doing a bunch of damage. As soon as the heroic starts and all those 3 groups merge, they're instantly inviting the best people from all 3 of those normals. So it's making the heroics more consistent. You have spend less time inviting for them. And then you're doing the normal and heroic in one lockout to make the loot more efficient. And then that's just happening twice. There's another group of 3 normals and then 1 heroic. They're almost operating independent of each other, those 2 things. That's something that Method basically came up with. Echo and us were not doing that until they did it, right? So, like, people come up with cool shit all the time that you can steal and add to whatever you're doing. So, yeah, not only you getting better, but everyone else getting better, too.
Well, that's pretty cool. Getting away from the philosophical stuff, like, how much of the splits are we done with? How much more do you think we have left to do?
That's a great question. Man, I hope. Okay, so I did get a little hope earlier because Bubba was like, I don't want to get your hopes up now, but, like, we could end up cutting some splits.
Ooh.
Wait, okay, so you're doing the getting your hopes up thing. You literally said not to do that. And
Sorry.
So the reason why is we're running about as many splits as we ran last year. But what's different about the raid? There's no very rare loot.
Right.
So if you start running the simulations of doing the same amount of runs on the same amount of characters, the same amount of potential mains, but there's less really hard things that are like last year you needed a Jaster Diamond, you needed an Eye of Kazan, you needed the one-arm bandit trinket. There's multiple other things you needed to have. This tier, there's less slots. The stuff you need, like people need the boots, but like those guarantee drops are really common. Like the opposite of very rare. And there's like other trinkets and stuff. People ever want to with our trinket, but like it's not very rare. So you have way more. If you go through all those runs, there's just way more potential mains or people that have hit on their characters because there's just less stuff to do. So because of that, naturally, you would imagine that splits there's less of them. So I don't know. So I looked at it earlier last year. Now keep in mind we usually sometimes do a little bit of Mythic Plus before Mythic 2. Last year we killed the first boss on Mythic at 9 p.m. on Friday. Last year.
God.
The first Vexy Gear Grinders died at 9 p.m. on Friday.
Jeez.
I think we were hoping all of Friday that they were going to zone into Mythic at any point, too.
Yeah, exactly. Because we were done with splits. So, well, I think we were done with splits at like noon on Friday. So you were like, all right, they're going in at any moment. And the reason you thought that is because I was saying that too. I'm an optimist. Bubba's like, we might go into Mythic. And then I'm like, I'm telling people, boys, we're going into Mythic. And then that's just made up every time. It's just always wrong. So, there's always like more stuff you could do. But also there's this logic too. If we cut splits, why would you cut splits? Okay. Do we need to gear this person's niche alt that could benefit us on this boss if we want to run 4 of this thing or 3 of this thing? It's like if you run the race 100 times simulation, in 2 of them it makes sense to run 4 of this class. But do you want to have the option? And do you want to just do that now while there's still helpers? Like you could do that, or you could get to that boss, see that you need that in that rare scenario, and then do the split. So not running the splits and cutting them isn't losing any. You can still go do that thing. You're just doing the other stuff first. If we do that. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of... And that's why we didn't split Nexus King either, because it's not worth it. Like, basically, we looked at splitting it. We were, like, watching Echo do it. It was, like, 3 or 4 pulls probably per kill. And then some groups weren't killing it. They were doing 3 or 4 pulls and zoning out and just starting another one. I'm like, that's going to add 4 hours to your splits to split that. So I went to Bubba. I was like, yo, what? And certainly it'll go faster over time. People, every day the helpers get more powerful. Like how much, basically you have to ask yourself, how much is 4 hours worth in eye level? I was like, and I was asking Bubba, okay, let's say we split this versus do it as a guild. What is our guild eye level when we're pulling whatever mythic boss at the end of the week? And he said like 0.1. Is 0.1 eye levels worth 4 hours of mythic progression in week 1? Especially when you're going to kill the boss again next week. I don't think so. No. So we made the call instantly, just like, nah, there's no way we're splitting that. Because like and also the vibe difference, like our players are like, yo, these splits are like so easy. There's no boss that's just like you have to lock in for, and it's not that they have to lock in. You have to lock in and hope that the people that you cannot control are going to be good enough, which is infuriating, right? So, yeah, it's been a vibe. Splits have been pretty easy, honestly, like relative to other tiers.
I had a question. So I saw you had pretty positive comments to say about Dimensius. You were, I think, claiming it was one of your favorite fights. So what are you enjoying?
Did I say that?
Or okay, you tweeted about it, like liking Dimensius.
I said it looked cool.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean it does. It looks sick. Like P2 is crazy looking. Like an aesthetic, like the cinematic feel of it. It just looks. I think that's also. I think the general sentiment from the community is that like the raid in general looks really cool, and I think Dimensius is like the most standout cool thing, at least until Mythic. I think the last phase of Nexus King on Mythic is going to look wild. But yeah, I think it's a cool fight. I don't know. On Mythic, it's going to be like so insanely hard. Like think about the beginning of Mythic. So have you guys seen the last phase on Heroic at all?
Yeah.
Like when you get there? All right. So you get there, and then those 8 planets drop. Each of those do 7.5 mil. So you're just going to like drop down, start hitting the boss, fucking boom, 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 boom. Your health bar is going down. And then right after that, you have to do a Devour. Except the Devour, where you get safe, blows up instantly the things you just soaked. So there's going to be 4 things of fall-off damage. And then you're, running away from that. There's an entire other mechanic, reverse and inverse gravity, right? Yeah, it's going to be, that boss is going to be really hard. So I would say, like, looking forward to Mythic. I think Mythic is going to look and feel and be really cool. But Heroic, honestly, Heroic's way cooler than normal. It's hard to tell how hard it was, too. Like, it seemed easy for us, but, like, I don't know. Like, we are probably going to 3-shot most Heroic end bosses with 30 of our Raiders in the raid.
Yeah.
And it can be hard for other reasons. I don't know how other guilds, I mean, I know guilds are killing it. I'm just not sure, like, how challenging it is.
All right. Well, we're going to let you get to bed, get out of here. So thank you for joining us on the Blacklyte Spotlight, giving us some insight into what's going on behind the curtain over there. So thank you.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Have a nice night.
Yeah, I think we're wrapping up here, too. Getting ready to do the After Dark later. Do you guys
what's
have
on
any?
the After Dark? What's on the menu?
We are going over if the Race to World First is good for the game. And I don't think there's any bias in this room, in this building at all. So it's going to be a very fair and balanced discussion. And we're going to close chat.
Can you bring somebody from Twitch chat on to defend alternate points?
Yeah, we'll put a computer over here.
That's later this week.
Oh, okay. Chat takes over the After
No, our
Dark?
winners from the giveaway last race.
Oh, yes. Those people are from Twitch chat, if you really think about it. That's a good point.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's Kalamazi and a special guest.
Oh, okay. So Kalamazi's a Twitch chatter. That's a good point.
Pretty much, yeah. Florida man. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious what he thinks, but I'm guessing he's slanted similar to me. But yeah, it should be a fun discussion. Yeah, you guys have anything else to say before we get out of here for the night?
Oh, great day.
Yeah, great day.
We thought the vibes were good from Splits, and TR Max confirmed that. Feels pretty good. It's been smooth sailing. And hopefully we can get through most of the last 2 heroic bosses tomorrow, and maybe hopefully see some Mythic. That's cope, but
yeah,
maybe
tomorrow, man. They still have Dimensius and Nexus King to do.
Yeah, but like he said, I mean, if they're not going to do any helpers, if they're just doing all raiders, they should go pretty quickly.
I think that's still like days work. I mean, those bosses.
Let me
I think.
Let me go. All right.
Sorry for killing your vibe. My bad.
Well, I'm excited. So thanks everybody for joining us, and thank you also to our sponsors: Coinbase, Alienware, Philips Hue, Blacklyte, Monster Energy, Zenni, RaiderIO, Wowhead, Warcraft Logs, and our charity sponsor, the Santa Monica Animal Shelter. Head to tl.gg/donate to donate there, and we will be back with Race to World First After Dark in about 10 minutes. So we'll see you then.
Let's do it. How much do you pay for rent in LA?
I don't pay rent. I'm a professional World of Warcraft player. I live with my parents.
Oh, can we see your place?
I can show you where I game. So this is my setup. Nothing too crazy, but it does have my Alienware 2725Q monitor.
Nice. Liking the vibe.
Yeah, and then here I have my manifestation station. It's where I like to envision myself winning the Race to World First.
Totally get that. What's that?
Oh, that's nothing. That's just my Alienware shrine.
Hey, what's up? Why'd you want to meet all the way up here?
Do you ever think about your future?
how people might remember you?
What are you talking about?
You never know what tomorrow brings. What if I told you there's a way to see?
Why would I need new glasses?
Just put them on.
I don't see anything different. They're just regular glasses. Huh, that's weird. It's almost like I'm
Seeing the future?
Whoa.
Yo, brah, can you toss my frisbee back?
Ever since humans first walked the Earth, they've searched for one thing. Civilizations advanced, yet suffering continued.
There seems to be a strange curve in the lower vertebrae. I'll call this the lumbar. We must give it support.
But doctor, I'm seeing spots.
We mastered silicon chips and cathode ray tubes, but comfort was still offline.
There really should be a chair made for gaming, with cushions and maybe wheels.
Until we got it right.
Man, I wonder what my ancestors went through before this.
Elevate your space with Blacklyte.
Hey, psst. Have you unlocked your blue yet? This is my blue. Sharp, stylish, and ready to win. What's yours look like? Quests are easy, like watching our matches or just repping Team Liquid online. Rack up points and flex your grind. I'm keeping an eye on the leaderboards. I'm watching you. Join my blue today. See you there.
The return of Area 51, Alienware's highest performance desktop yet, equipped with powerful Intel Core Ultra processors. Innovative architecture designed for ultimate gaming. Engineered to evolve alongside your game. Encounter the legendary Area 51 at Alienware.com.
Hey, Hopeful. Want to look at an idea I have for Nexus King?
Awesome. I'm almost done here. Just give me a couple more minutes.
tonight. I'm joined by Fantasy Soren. I don't know what you prefer.
Fantasy is fine.
Fantasy is fine.
Whatever they put for me, that's fine.
Yeah, this is, for people who don't know, he is our old general manager over at Complexity.
Yeah.
And he has come to visit, and he's also come to join me tonight on After Dark to talk
because
about...
Everyone else ditched you. Calla was supposed to do this, but he's still raiding.
Yeah, he's still raiding, a little scheduling conflict.
Yeah, he's not committed to this.
Yeah, and everyone else is too busy to join us.
Yeah, everyone else just ditched.
So, but you got us. This is all they need.
We will see about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, and we've got chat here also.
Yeah, I think Chad has to carry us a little bit for the discussion topic that I've heard of.
Oh, they're gonna be fighting.
Yeah,
they're gonna be fighting us because we're gonna be talking about if the race to world first is good for the game, and it's kind of a hot topic. I think. I'd imagine you get a lot of answers all over the place. I bet most people would say no.
Yeah.
That would be the knee-jerk response, I think, from most player bases. They would say, "No, they're elitists. No."
Yeah, that's where I would.
Yeah, boo to them.
That's where I would lean as well. Yeah, I think it's generally good for the World of Warcraft, like for publicity and everything. And I also don't think that Race to World First existing has any like real negative effect on the game. Like I think a lot of the times, like we talked about it beforehand, like I think a lot of the times people just like to complain because we played the same game for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pent up aggression, and I think every now and then you like really vehemently disagree with something that happens in the game, and you kind of just scapegoat it. So saying like this is geared towards this particular group.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think you have the same discussion with like gear types of what can you get in arena, what can you get for PvP, what can you get for M+, and all this kind of stuff. Like it's the same kind of thing. You're kind of playing the game your way, and then you are pissed off about everything else in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we praise the game with our subs, and then we complain about it with our friends. But we love it at heart. But let's get into a little backstory on you. I think I would put you on the tier with Sko of like a founding father of the Race to World First, as somebody who kind of shaped the scene by seeing something in Little Limit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a little bit too high. I think Sko had like a vision way bigger and grander than me. I think I kind of just lucked into being a WoW nerd and then the Red Bull thing happening. So, because I wanted to be involved in race, and a lot of people at Complexity wanted to be involved back in the day, but there was no like proof of concept.
Mm-hmm.
And then Red Bull came along, invited you guys to London, and suddenly there was, because before then you could just, is it just a one guild? Like people care about one guild, or is it a larger thing? And like even in my wildest dreams, I wouldn't have imagined it going to this level.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've done so many of these now. Like that part's lost on me because I can still like feel back to like this just seems impossible. But yeah, this stuff is crazy, and you know, for anybody who's been following the Race to World First scene, it like was just on a little gray website, WoW Progress, for so long, and now there's like all these cameras and production crews and like catering and chefs and stuff. It's crazy. So, and analysts, I mean, there's everything about the rating and everything is ballooned insane.
Yeah,
But
that is the thing that like it just became way more professional. Even the first race that we had, that was the first one where Max was raid leading outside of the tier.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, in that tier, he was still involved in raiding. Like I think at Drestagath, he just jumped in because he didn't have enough views to maneuver the fight, so he had to actually tank and raid lead from within. And since then, it's like you guys have been to what, 2 different facilities.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 9-man crew, like 9-person casting crew now. There's an entire analyst room now that we didn't have. Everyone is in some place, one or the other. I think usually they are all here. In this tier, it's a little bit different, which with like 10 people in Europe and 20 here.
Yeah,
something like that. So yeah, it's gotten way bigger than I think anyone would have ever imagined, and I think the competition is really good nowadays as well, because now you have like 3 legit contenders,
mm-hmm.
Which hopefully we're gonna see a very epic race.
Yeah. So safe to say, I think the Race to World First has been good for us, but I don't know the players. You know, I think, yeah, like the knee jerk is for most players is it's bad. That's what I would guess, but maybe Chad has anything to say about it. But I would like to argue that I think it's good, just in the fact that I think to balance and create a game this complicated, you kind of need something to do it up against, if that makes any sense. And so now you have like a group of players who are almost like robots designed to dissect like every little thing you do, every balance, every system. They go in and they push it to like the extreme limit. And that's how they can then kind of like morph around that to be like, okay, the system can't be pushed as extreme because we've seen like people who can figure that out. Am I making any sense?
Yeah. I think I know what you're trying to say. I think that is a good point. I think the game would be a lot more frustrating in week 3, 4, and 5 without Race to World First. Like if no one was taking it as serious as these guys, like balancing would be out of whack for way longer. Mechanics that shouldn't work that way or bugs would be in the game way longer. And this way, I think, like the main complaint that I always hear is like the tuning is off, and it's tuned for the 1% or something, which I don't think is an issue because most of the time, the general idea that Blizzard I think as a philosophy has is that the power curve kind of goes up gradually. They missed the mark and some like undermine it was really bad, because it was that there was like a hard stop where no one could get through it outside of the top guild, and you saw people struggle on the 4th and 5th boss way more than they should have. Like the 5th boss made it to reset for Liquid even.
Yeah.
So that's always the issue, but I don't think that that's an issue with the Race to World First being a thing. It's more an issue with like every now and then you just miss the mark on balancing.
Yeah. I think the Race to World First has just kind of shined a spotlight on a lot of problems that have always been there. Like a lot of discussion, especially like Blizzard is now talking about add-ons and what are they rolling back and weak auras, and like, oh, they play the game for you now or whatever. But that has been the talk about add-ons ever since I played WoW. It's like, oh, they play the game for you.
Yeah.
They tell you what to do. It's just timers. It's following all this stuff. It's scripted.
I do think that got a lot, like, that is like the one thing that I think there is an issue where World First and the extreme of what you can do with the tools that you have available can do limits, I think, the creativity that Blizzard has to do certain encounters and certain mechanics and certain things, because there are like a lot of cool things that they could do where communication and teamwork are asked about and like planned for, and then like we're currently having it on the side screen. I don't think anyone else can see, and I also don't know what the name of the boss is because I'm bad with the names and they
Fractalus.
This is the one. Okay.
Yeah, this is the
like
weak
this
aura
is
boss.
this is a boss that like pisses me off because of weak auras, because I've watched Kalamazi do it on normal and heroic, and it's just like this is a fight where weak auras literally do it for you.
Yeah.
There's one mechanic that can kill you, and if weak auras didn't exist, this fight would be insanely cool on like the top end guilds of communicating where to go and not overlapping and everything. But now you just get assigned a spot, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, it was for this one. To me, the problem with it being like so solvable by weak auras is just where it is in the raid, because getting a marker on your head and you run to purple, you run to square, you run to star, like that stuff has just been in the game forever and very like basic raid mechanic. I see Scott here. He stands on purple, safe.
Yeah.
And these other people, they've got a mark they go run to and they get told where to go. But I feel like that is just very common weak aura or not even weak aura, like big wigs type assignments.
Like the break thing, like where to stand, like that is a sign. Like you would have to assign this. I don't think this boss would be impossible or like super hard without weak auras, but this is a part that I think is taken away because of weak auras, where you could pre-assign these, but then you have to still have like a failsafe where 2 people that you assign for one spot are getting it at the same time. So you have to improvise on the thing, which adds like a different layer of skill and communication in the guild, and you don't have that through weak auras because they don't double assign. Like that's my biggest issue with this fight, and in general, like sometimes weak ores take, I think, away like encounter designs being more creative, and Blizzard has to work around weak ores existing and weak ores doing a lot of work, so they have to kind of restrict certain things and sometimes make them crazier because weak ores exist, and that then ends in like weird tuning. And the other thing that I think we talked about where I think there is a legitimate gripe is time-gated content. Because I think time-gated content, especially for rep grind and for other things, exists because Race to World First raiders would take it to the absolute extreme, and balancing would be way harder if you could do everything in the first week. And I think that like sometimes people, even like casual players, are running into time-gated stuff that is just an annoyance. Like where you in the first week plan on playing a lot and then you cannot do any more because there's like an arbitrary limit that Blizzard puts on the first week or second week. And I think that is like the only legitimate gripe that people might have where I can sympathize with them. It's weak ores and time-gated stuff.
Yeah, and I think some people will look at maybe they'll look at Plexus Sentinel. Nobody's killed it for a day. They know that Liquid and Echo are going to get in, kill that boss in probably one attempt, and you just go, oh, they're 10 eye levels higher than anybody else in the world. The only way to do that is being like a Race to World First guild. Blizzard tuned this boss for these people. This is unfair to everybody else. But now, we're seeing that you can see at the bottom there, we've got Consequence and Nerfed. Tettle's guild, he's a Nerfed.
Yeah.
World Second Raider.
Was he part of the kill?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I mean, he came out with the aura that he was part of it. So if that was stolen valor, then I'll have to talk to him. But they're doable. That it's just early on. Everybody's doing the heroics, and they're not all day raiding and stuff like that. But
for that point, I think there's also like I don't raid on the highest level. I've never done it. But like for these guys, the first bosses and going through them, like they're not tuned. Like you can do it as a more casual guild, and I think there is a sense of progression on the like where your gear grows with the tier. And these guys are just not focused on the first three, which is the main reason why we have splits, because it's setting up for the later bosses that are tuned precisely to what Blizzard expects these guys to nerd out and like item level. So like these bosses are finally tuned for the item level that everyone should have.
Yeah.
It's not tuned for the 1% of raiders that do like 900 splits.
Yeah, and they're also, I mean, they're probably over because they'll nerf the bosses like in a month or something. They'll come in with the nerfs, and then they're doing the whatever the power boost thing is, the eye level thing they did last season. They're doing that again.
Week 3, you get a raid buff, right?
Yeah, there's that, and then the eye level increase like in the 11 or the 0.5 patch.
Yeah.
And sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was going to say that like they're going to nerf these bosses for most people anyways.
Yes.
And even though they're powerful, you can't say that's unfair to the rest of the world because like you see, it took 2 days for people to kind of get through the normals, heroics. I know Nerf, they don't do splits. They're just like a normal, I don't know how many day a week guild, but they just raid normal hours. And so they did their normal and heroic, maybe some Mythic Plus, went and killed the Mythic boss. They've probably got a day or two left in their week. They're not going to, like, even if the bosses weren't tuned that hard, they just do not have the time to get through, to get to Nexus King.
Yeah,
so Nexus King can be tuned insanity, and it has no effect on everybody else.
That is exactly the point that I tried to make earlier. Like, people love to complain about tuning and everything, but 95% or 98% even are never going to see the bosses that they are complaining about in the state that they are in. They are literally like after usually date boss 4 or 5, like everything is tuned for these guys for like 2 weeks, and then Blizzard starts nerfing it. Because the flip side would be way worse. If they would be just too easy, this event would be 3 days, and we would complain about it. Like, we still complain about Emerald Nightmare.
Yeah, like, that one still comes up. I mean, even Gallywix is a little...
Yeah,
and that one was
awful.
Yeah, that went 2 weeks, right? So it was still like...
because of splits.
Because of splits, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, whatever we... Like, what we dislike a lot more is a race that is tuned too easy. Like I think Sanctum was the same. Like outside of Painsmith, everything just fell over because the bosses were not tuned properly.
Well, they were a little gimmicky. Like Fate Scribe, you could kind of just rush.
Yeah,
and then
you could.
Kel'Thuzad, you held the 3 minutes, and yeah.
But like that, the flip side of that is like way worse as a consequence. Because this event is way shorter and way less eventful, and you have the reset coming in every now and then. Like I think on Sylvanas that was was almost a thing.
Yeah.
Where the reset came in, everything's like I prefer the way it is right now, where the first 3 bosses, maybe 4 bosses, like the first 3 bosses are tuned for, or the first 2 bosses are tuned for literally everyone. The 3rd, 4th, 5th are geared towards that like kind of border, like the instant dollars of the world, like that are not daily, like rating daily for 12 hours. They're rating. Does ID still do like every day for 5 hours or something?
Yeah, I think they go pretty hardcore in the beginning.
So
like, they do a lot of splits. I mean, it's not nearly as insane as this, obviously, but
and then it's designed so you like only 3, 4 guilds see the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th boss, and that's like I don't think that has any negative effect on anyone else that plays.
Yeah, do we have any like contrarians in chat? Anybody coming at us with a good argument? Because I mean, I'm just like fully biased. This is awesome for me because I'm just a huge WoW fan, and clearly someone at Blizzard really likes all this too, because for all these years they're making these bosses. I mean, some of these bosses were so hard, and nobody's getting to them, and it wasn't streamed for like 12 years or something, and so it was just people in the dark against these bosses, and Blizzard would be like a GM and watching them and stuff like that, and like watch the raiders progress and kind of use them to bug test, or not bug test, but make sure it worked.
Test.
Yeah,
sometimes bug test. Sometimes you just skip a mechanic and they have to despawn it everywhere.
Yeah, so it does have trickle down like benefits to everybody that are invisible.
I think like just playing devil's advocate here, I think you would have a lot of people quit playing WoW or quit raiding if the bombs at Muxy, for example, would still be bugged when the majority of people go to them. Like what Echo and Limit had to deal with, where the bombs sometimes just auto-explode. Like if that bug wasn't found by them and you have 90% of people go into that and just die randomly to like just utter bullshit that you can't control, that would be a lot worse.
Yeah, it gets fixed eventually.
Yeah.
There's stuff that sometimes keeps in there for a bit, but
like we had a lot of bosses, I think, that the guild killers, which I think comes down to exactly that. Like tuning is wrong, and the beta testing that these guys do now wasn't really that good, and Blizzard didn't know how to fix certain issues.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of like I know like Brood Twister Overnax, that was like one of the more recent guild killers, and
that got nerfed into the ground after week 4, right?
Yeah, but it just took a long time. It was like a coordination check, and like the speed you had to break the eggs and stuff. I think this is something I'm interested in Midnight is Blizzard might not understand how much heavy lifting add-ons are doing, because they did the private auras on those circles, and like with Fractalus, the mechanic is so simple. It's like spread a bunch of people out and just spread out into different spots. But depending on how long you have to do it, without an add-on, something that simple can be kind of difficult and like take a lot of brain power away from you, and then that takes away your DPS. You have to up the DPS or lower the DPS check.
Yeah,
it can have a lot of knock-on effects.
I think there's like a give and take. You just like you add 2 seconds to mechanics when you like take away weak ores. You have to give people more time. Because right now, like technically, if you wanted to, you could make everything like every mechanic on steroids, because weak ores just tell you to stand here, don't be there, soak here, don't soak there, run away, don't die. Sometimes they yell at you in French, like Kalamazoo. I don't know what the hell he did. But yeah, like I think that you were probably right. Like I think maybe the first race is gonna be a little bit iffy if they take weak
Midnight.
Yeah, if they take weak ores like almost completely away, and after that they will learn, or during the race they will learn. We have to also say that like they got more involved in the race in the last couple of years.
Yeah, Blizzard's definitely getting a little more cozy with the Race to World First stuff. For a while, especially like when it wasn't streamed, it was like I had no contact with anybody at Blizzard, and like I don't even think anybody in like Limit had any contact with Blizzard.
I know that during Nyalotha, Zero definitely had contact, but I think it was like more back channel stuff.
Yeah, he's just like emailing,
Yeah.
just like, hey, let you know this bug's in the game. And sometimes they'd respond.
But now it's like I think there's a Discord now
Mhm.
with like the top guilds in there, and not even all, like not even just top guilds, like everyone that kind of takes it to some level of seriousness, like they're in there, and I think Blizzard also has more people kind of dedicated to be there around the clock.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I think one of the things that it has nothing to do with this topic, but like the nerf timing and everything, they will never figure out, because there's no possible way. And there's also like some people, like last time I think it came in at the same time every time, like basically the day started for Liquid and the nerfs came in, which coincides with like Blizzard business hours
Mhm.
and NA, and people were upset about it because it's like Echo finished their day and they had to slam their head against a mechanic that didn't work. But like the flip side is, from a game developer standpoint, like you cannot be in the know about a mechanic not working properly or a boss not being fine-tuned, and then basically say like, for the sake of this race, we're just going to torture this guild that just woke up for 6 hours and then we fix it, even though we have the fix right now. Like that's just always going to happen, and I think you guys get screwed by nerfs. At some point, Echo got screwed by nerfs. Like Method got screwed. Like it's just a kind of give and take, and it's never going to be perfect. Like there is no perfect timing.
Yeah, Halandris is like the perfect example of that, I think, because that went so long that I felt like they nerfed it like at some point after like a day. They nerfed it a lot, and then it just like kept going.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell. Like maybe at some point they're just gonna lock in and it's gonna die. So we don't want to just like blast it with a nerf and then like take that away from them. Or also like if you spent 200 pulls on a boss, Blizzard comes in and just guts it.
That
one
was
like,
that one was a little bit excessive. Yeah, I think they did that with Vault, final boss Vault,
Razageth. Yeah, that was a
They kind of like nuked it to the ground eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a pre-Christmas. They just needed to get it dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like Halandris, it just like kept going, where it was like, okay, we can't nerf it now because now it's unfair for them. And then it was like, oh, it's still alive this day. Well, now we can't nerf it because it's unfair for this other. Like,
yeah.
And it just kept going until it was like, okay, this just needs to get nerfed and die.
Wasn't that also the tier where every boss had like 15% too much health, and they realized it at Halandris on like later days, and then I think it was Rigolon.
Yeah, Rigolon. I don't know what. I can't remember the nerfs they did to him.
I don't think Rigolon got nerfed. I think like if I remember correctly, like Liquid killed Halandris and then did Rigolon and thought that they're gonna nerf it, so they cut like their raid day short, and then they woke up to Echo basically almost having killed it without a nerf. So there was kind of like that moment of like we kind of assumed everything was overtuned, but it wasn't. You just had to play near perfect, which is what you were supposed to do.
Yeah. And then there was also the Lords of Dread. Didn't account for the fact that you could extend the enrage by like a minute.
I hate that. By the way, that's like one of my, this is completely random, but soft enrages that you can live through are like one of my biggest pet peeve. I hate, like, an enrage should just kill you. There shouldn't be the heroics of Scott soloing Anduin for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it was a hype moment on stream, but like, that shouldn't happen.
Hold on, THD. Is the Race to World First good for the game?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Well, there we have it.
What was he going to say? No?
Yeah. Is anyone yelling at us in chat? Anybody with...
No.
I think of... there's just a lot of like common elitist arguments, you know.
There's for some reason a lot of talk about Final Fantasy.
Oh.
Which I don't know anything about. So...
yeah, they've got a race. Final Fantasy, pretty cool. We like them.
They're shorter, right?
Yeah, they're a lot shorter. Yeah, I think maybe within like a day.
Was it a day only?
Yeah, I think like a day, maybe day and a half.
How long did I know Echo Echo did them as like a hobby project. How long did they take?
I don't know. I did some with Max. We did like blind
Yeah,
raids,
yeah, yeah.
but it wasn't like a race thing. It was just like
No, it's just like figuring out like
but
mechanics
it
and
took
everything.
us a long time. It was actually really hard.
Nagura
like
was
surprising.
part of that too,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. THD, Nagura, me, Max. I'm blanking on some of the other people, but
The Savage tier is like 1 or 2 days in Final Fantasy.
oh yeah. We did the Savage raids. We didn't do an ultimate. Some of them did an ultimate. I didn't. I wasn't a part of it, but yeah,
Someone has said like the one thing is Mythic raid 10 mans only, not 20 mans. We used to have that.
there's
We used
a
to
lot
have
of
10
talk
mans.
about like people wanting, like hoping that the raiding scene isn't dwindling. You know, there's like less and less guilds killing bosses and stuff. And it's like, how do you get that number up? And the thing thrown around a lot is just like make it 10 man. But
I mean, one of my favorite raids of all time is a 10 man, so I can't.
Yeah, Kara?
Yeah, I love Kara.
Yeah, it was a banger.
Such a fun race.
Yeah, I think the 10 man I think would water stuff down too much, because then you'd have no flexibility with the comp. It would just be like one of each raid buff.
Oh yeah, you have to. Yeah, I mean that's like a structural issue that you can fix. That people are already upset with, like someone having a raid spot just because they play a raid buff class. Like that's an easier fix to just get rid of certain or make buffs attainable through other means, not class specific.
Yeah.
Like I think that's an easier solution if you don't want to, like, obviously they want to keep up the like immersion of the different classes and everything, but they got away with so much of the immersion anyways, with like Horde and Alliance being able to work together now and everything. So one thing I had a part that I wanted to bring up because I think it factors into this. I just forgot about. Oh, Heroic Week. Does Heroic Week, is there any Heroic Week didn't exist for the 1%. Is there any drawback to just bringing back Heroic Week so we don't have to suffer through what we're currently suffering through?
Do you think like for the mass players?
Yeah.
Or
Is there any negative thing of having a Heroic Week?
I
for the
believe
casual, like the 99%.
Yeah, I don't think so. I believe the reason this is happening is like seasonal Mythic Plus. Like they didn't want to release Mythic Plus like on the Heroic Week, because then you could farm so much gear and also have the raid. I think that was like part of it, and they just wanted it to be like one smooth. Everything's out all at once. The season has started. Go.
I guess.
But I think just the way that splits are being done, it's like people, if you want to farm infinite gear, people are finding a way.
Yeah.
So
like that's my argument with the time gated stuff. Like that exists to prevent that part from happening. But I think like Heroic Week doesn't really hurt anyone, and that the argument that you bring up, I think that is probably a real argument, but it doesn't really hold. Like you can just fix other things. Like you don't have to tank one of your products just to make the other two, like not to touch the other two.
Yeah, I mean I've got some like revolutionary ideas for
go drop them.
Oh, I think Heroic and Normal shouldn't have a lockout anymore. I think you should just be able to spam it like Mythic Plus. Maybe do like you have to clear it and then you can do it again, something like that. But if you can spam Mythic Plus and get that eye level gear, then like the only difference is that tier is locked behind this weekly thing that feels very like archaic, and they should just let it loose, and that would fix the splits problem, or it would fix the mirrors problem. They would still run a ton of heroics, and then it also kind of removes the gatekeeping of splits. You know, like most guilds can't spam run heroics. And that's, but you can if you prep a ton of characters and all that. But this would remove that barrier, and you could just run heroics like.
You have a weak cooldown for M0s, right? But not for anything else.
Yeah, just for the M0.
Isn't that because of the keys? Like you cannot technically spam the difficulty level of M+ of the dungeon that you need, because you need the key.
Yeah, so but you can find a
you need to find a solution for that. Like that you cannot just spam. Like I know you can find it, but you cannot find, like Liquid has to find people outside of the guild to have that, or they need to get lucky with the rolls. Like you just kind of have to find a mechanic that you have to do something to reset, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of workarounds to
Yeah.
spam the same thing over and over. And I think they should just let it loose.
I don't hate the idea. I mean, I think there just should be something that you have to do in order to reopen it.
Yeah.
Like some lore thing. But yeah, I do like that idea.
But and that would completely fix the mirror problem because you just have the one character that you ran the heroic over and over on. And I know that fixes the problem for just a tiny amount of people, but
Which
there's
is what we're
something
talking
about like the purity of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now the system is equal for everybody. Everyone can run heroic as much as they want. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I would love that because I don't do mythic. I just do one normal. And
yeah, I would love to run normal again
Yeah,
on my mage
I would.
right now. Like, it'd be sick.
I would have
I want my
something-
tier.
I would have something to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, unless there's anyone screaming at us in chat with some argument, I think a lot of the negativity comes from the fact that they think Blizzard is changing the game to cater for such a small section of their players.
Where does that come from, though? Like that's the when this question was proposed like 8 hours ago, I was like I had to wrap my head around where Blizzard, because I think this is like you and I have been on, or I have been on both sides where I was part of the guild as like a producer and like GM or anything, and then now I'm just a viewer. Like I think this is like almost like the grass is always greener. Like I would have wished Blizzard was more involved, and I think a lot of people think that Blizzard is way more involved and way more catering towards people. Like this, yeah. That's where I had to dig deep in my bag here to find things that people can complain about.
Yeah, I think it's just a general elitism. Everyone in a top percentage of something is auto bad, and I mean, I feel like a lot of times the arguments are just like, oh, they're just elitist. Don't listen to them. Even if it's valid. I mean, everybody plays the game and has complaints and feedback for how they play it and how they want it to improve. And I think there are ways to come up with solutions to problems for a small section of the player base that doesn't affect the rest of everybody that much and wouldn't. You know, I don't know how to make games, so I won't comment on like how much dev time it would take and stuff like that, because maybe that's an issue. But
I see two complaints saying that Blizzard shouldn't have contact to the guilds.
Yeah, they need some sort of contact in case there are like just bugs, you know, because like they can go through logs and they have all the Blizzard's not as hyper focused on every little thing as the guilds are with these races. So there should be some line of communication to be like, yo, this is legit broken.
Yeah.
And can you, like you were saying, the Muggsy bombs, like,
yeah,
this is just a broken mechanic. They should be able to talk to somebody to get that fixed. But you don't want a situation where somebody gets, say Liquid gets to Dimensius first, and then it's just like trying to get the boss nerf so they can kill it first.
Yeah.
Like you don't want that. But
yeah, I think there are certain parts of communication that need to happen. Like I think people should have the line of communication to report bugs, and I think Blizzard should communicate intent of tuning changes to the people that are competing in like some timely fashion, which I don't know if it actually happens because that kind of line of communication was established after we were done. So I don't know how much heads up you get in that Discord. If they basically say like, hey, this is nerfed now, or if there's like, hey, in 3 hours, we're actively working on this, ETA is 3 hours.
I think there's maybe like tomorrow we're planning to push something to address this issue, things that kind of thing. But the Discord
is that
stuff
tuning
is
changes though, or is that bug fixes? Because
maybe-
I know that they like sometimes I've seen it on Liquid stream where they stop progression and go into like any sort of chores that they still have left because they know there's a bug that prevents us from going further, and Blizzard has actively told them, like, or maybe not actively told them, but like I'm assuming Blizzard is working on the fix. So instead of running your head against the wall and running into the bug that makes it unkillable, they just do something that they have to do anyways. Like,
Yeah,
I would be very interested of what that communication looks like.
Yeah, that Discord is after my time, so I have no idea what that's like. I just get a little bit from Siori. I think he's kind of the angry man. Hello, Atlas. Is the Race World First good for the game? Is it good for the game? Nope. Atlas says nope.
Atlas has not been happy with the Race to World First for 7 tiers because he plays a class that has zero impact.
He's got a great. He's powerful this tier.
Is he?
Yeah, Death Knight's very good.
Oh,
The
there you
grip
go.
seems useful. We hope.
Useful?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did changes to grip, right?
Yeah, they've kind of leaned into the meme that grip is the raid buff, and I think they're adding mechanics on some of these bosses to like. I don't know if it's to force you to take a DK, but to make it your life a little easier if you have a DK.
Do you think tuning and balancing would be better if you needed every class?
If you needed like one of everything
Yeah,
at least?
default.
It's close to that.
Mhm.
You need one of everything that's not Death Knight and kind of Warlock.
Yeah.
But Warlock is just the quality light, the Health Stones and the Soul Stone, everything is too nice. But yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of like the class stacky aspect, but I think they've just struck a good balance right now where you can stack just enough, but not too much because you're limited by the buffs. You can get like 3, maybe 4 of something. But the 4 is very rare. That's like last tier. That was kind of like that.
What do you get 4 of last year?
Sticks. There was maybe 4 boomkins. There was a lot of boomkins.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Six
yeah,
Bone
right.
Junker, and then 4 fire mages on Gallywix.
Oh yeah.
Because they had the immunity or the cauterize.
I forgot everything about Gallywix.
Mhm.
So should everyone in the world.
Yeah,
that boss didn't exist.
No, we're on to a much more epic one.
This tier looks insane.
Yeah,
The last 2 bosses look great.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. But yeah, unless anybody else has any thing to say in chat, do you have any final words? For people at home?
People thought you were cooking with the lockout stuff. So people like you, like your idea, and you.
So let's go. Let's proliferate that idea out there.
Yeah, let's reach out to Blizzard and get that in the game.
Yeah, the argument for that I've heard is that there would be guilds who were like, oh, well, we only would have raided one day this week or something. Like, we feel like we now have to raid more because this is here. But I feel like it's like you can already play the game infinitely if you want to. So
yeah,
you're already not. So why would
Cra-
all of a sudden a change make you be forced to play infinitely?
Yeah, I think Crazy Puck like 5 years or 6 years ago said this like best. WoW is one of the only games where you can play every day and have a general sense of your character getting some sort of progression.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare.
There's always something. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always do stuff. I don't see anything else.
Okay. Everyone agrees the race is good for the game. Everybody here and the viewers of the race love it. So awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we try to present a fair argument while also playing devil's advocate. So.
Well, yeah, thank you for joining me, and also thank you for finding the guild and giving me a shot casting all those years back. And it's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad to have been a part of it and have you here, and it's been awesome.
Happy to be here. Love to be here. Don't really necessarily love to be in front of a camera, but
yeah, you did great.
Thank you.
Also, did you find production?
Yes.
Yes, forever grateful for finding them. We love production. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and thank you, chat, also for some feedback and not being too harsh on us.
Thanks, chat.
Take this to Reddit, downvote all those elitist haters.
Yeah, it was very civilized. I was expecting more Wowhead comments here. If everything sucks, why are we bothering?
Yeah, I love the game right now, so I couldn't be happier. And
I haven't played in a while, so I can't comment yet.
Oh, it's great.
I sat next to Kalamazi yesterday, and I saw the new zone for the first time. So.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
It looks like Uldum and Mana Storm had a baby.
With a little bit of Nether.
Netherstorm? Not
Netherstorm, yeah.
Storm. Netherstorm. Whatever the BC top right was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Netherstorm. A little Frostfire Ridge.
Yeah, I can see that. The Uldum thing comes from Kalamazi, so if that one is wrong, that's Kalamazi.
Yeah, that's the
that was
thing I've
the
heard,
snowish sand texture. That was the only thing that he saw. I saw the fragmented thing and the weird purple things flowing everywhere.
Yeah, he let us down. He's supposed to join us tonight, but he was raiding. But yeah, the Raiders are out of here. They'll be back probably around 9. Oh, here he comes.
No shot you join now.
We were just wrapping up. Kalamazi, is the race to world first good for the game?
Kala's just going to have a fire take that enrages everyone because that's who he is.
If he says what I think he's going to say, I'm going to walk off.
That's the Taco Bell sound.
Oh, is the race to world?
I don't think your mic
Is the
is
race
on.
to world first good for the game?
Ask the question again.
Is the race to world first good for the game? I knew it. All right.
So dumb.
Well, thank you, Colin Mozzie, for coming in with that insightful insight. And thank you to Coinbase, our presenting sponsor. Also, Alienware, Philips Hue, Blacklyte, Monster Energy, Zenni, RaiderIO, Warcraft Logs, and Wowhead. And also the charity partner, the Santa Monica Animal Shelter, tl.gg/donate. Thank you for joining us. About 9 a.m. PST, you can join Jack and Aya for the Philips Hue morning show, and then the Raiders will be in there doing some more splits tomorrow. All right, have a good night, everybody.
There's someone I'd like for you to meet.
Don't be a third wheel. Enter the sweepstakes and meet your perfect match.
Ever since humans first walked the Earth, they've searched for one thing. Civilizations advanced, yet suffering continued.
There seems to be a strange curve in the lower vertebrae. I'll call this the lumbar. We must give it support.
But doctor, I'm seeing spots.
We mastered silicon chips and cathode ray tubes, but comfort was still offline.
There really should be a chair made for gaming, with cushions and maybe wheels.
Until we got it right.
Man, I wonder what my ancestors went through before this.
Elevate your space with Blacklyte.
Hey, psst. Have you unlocked your blue yet? This is my blue. Sharp, stylish, and ready to win. What's yours look like? Quests are easy, like watching our matches or just repping Team Liquid online. Rack up points and flex your grind. I'm keeping an eye on the leaderboards. I'm watching you. Join my blue today. See you there.
Hey, what's up? Why'd you want to meet all the way up here?
Do you ever think about your future? How people might remember you?
What are you talking about?
You never know what tomorrow brings. What if I told you there's a way to see?
Why would I need new glasses?
Just put them on.
I don't see anything different. They're just regular glasses. Huh, that's weird. It's almost like I'm
Seeing the future?
Whoa.
Yo, brah, can you toss my frisbee back?